Dayanduna Rusesaraba Venda and every tribe that has tuned in. Welcome to another special, tongue-tuzzling, marvelous, elegant, beautiful show of the Hustler for Mzansi. And yes, I have an entrepreneur, a graphic designer. His name is Sedzani, Nemalale. Welcome to the show, man. How's it?
I'm good, man.
Yes. This is the guy behind Master's Podcast logo.
Yes.
I hope many people didn't know that he's the one who designed the Master's Podcast logo. And yeah, man, the response since day one is being amazing, man. We've been pushing,
Good.
and all thanks to you, man.
Good, man. Good.
Tell me, who is Sedzani Nemalale?
This question have many ways to answer it, but my simplest way, Sedzani Nemalale is an entrepreneur, and yeah, he's an entrepreneur, a guy who like to work in things and create, solve problems, implement ideas, but it's more in the entrepreneurial way, and everything that have to do with entrepreneur, that's how Sedzani is, man. Yes.
Before we dive into the entrepreneur world, graphic designing and your clothing line, I want to know about your upbringing. How was your upbringing?
My upbringing was, I can say it was so different. What do I mean different? It happened in different places. So let me just get to it. So I grew up in really different places, experiencing different things that get me to do different things also, and also learning. So I just have been exposed, as an entrepreneur, like just grow up like hustling, if you say it, hustling. But I feel like it was more of creating, because I felt like I can do something with something. So my upbringing was more of creating, failing, but also experiencing like also different life from rural to urban to city. Cause I stay like around Niani. Niani is like deep in Limpopo, but there we'll go to the mountain, collect fruits, taking care of their cattle. But I also find myself maybe around the suburb or town, like around Tando. You get yourself going to rivers to swim, going to malls to play in lift, going around there was different things happening. And when I come to the city side, you see you're in Gauteng, you're in the street, you're skating. So my upbringing is just in a different places and with different perspective.
So when you say you've been hustling, that means that this thing has been in your veins since day one.
Yes. You can say since day one, since I was out as a kid, you're fighting out. I didn't know it, but I felt like it's just given with me. So yeah.
Of course, you grew up in your way. What kind of person were you when you were growing up?
What kind of person I was? I won't say I was one person. There was like not one person I could say. I was just many me. I'll give example. Let's say I'm in rural area like Niani, as I said. I'll be just me that will be going to mountain. Like I'll be different or I'll adjust. So I think I'll always adjust. So I won't say I'm the 1%, but as an entrepreneur, I will always adjust. If there's a problem I have to solve, I have to come up with solution. But there's no one me. There's just different perspective that I really live by. If something works, I'll use it, man. I'll use it, I'll gravitate on it, and I'll learn more about it. So I don't think there's just one thing or one me. It's just me growing up, experiencing different things in many places.
And then CSG, Ken Graphic Studio.
Yeah.
What is it about? How did it come about? What inspired it?
Oh, okay. CSG, that's good, man. When you say that, it really for more impact. CSG, it came about because I see that I'm entrepreneur, I'm doing these different things, but I have to find a way to establish a channel that, oh, I'm gonna operate this way, or if I'm entrepreneur, I'm gonna be focusing on this way. So the Ken Studio Group, that was the studio group that came into mind, but it developed on the concept of the word can. So I already have the word can.
From when?
So the word can really came, I was around Chirambe, so that was the time I was around high school. So I have this thing that I will go and sit alone, not in one place, in quiet place, but I'll sit alone, maybe in a busy place, but in a spot where I can just observe things. But that day I was sitting by the car wash. I don't know if there's a car wash by the garage at Chiramba, it's engine garage. There's this car wash at the right side. I was sitting there, this nice bunch. And then I have this thought, I was like thinking, what can I do? Like, how can I push everything forward? Like with something being established, because you can have ideas, but how do you have them now into something that can be written down? But I wanted something that can inspire me, and the can just came, like can. But I was seeing a lot of cans down, but it was not the can for a can of like
drinking.
Drinking.
Yeah.
The first day it came as can. For me it was like the can, and then I have to go to dictionary. I didn't go to internet dictionary straight. I go to the like can. Damn. To be able to do something, and from that day to be able to do something, I started there, and then Can Studio Group it just be developed, but the can was being there. Yes.
This is where you do your clothing line, your entrepreneur business, and all things.
Yes, I can say Can is like my entrepreneur name. Like Can. To be able to do something and bring it to more like possibilities. So it's like you can, and I felt like I can, and I do what I feel like I can. I have no regretting my entrepreneurship or whatever, because I was running over with the perspective that I can. And that can, it's crazy, man. Like, and think you're high school, you're thinking you can, but they're teaching you something, but you're thinking you can. So I think that's where things started to get really interesting. And
what do you do in this company?
In this company, we really focus in different things. So we have Can Graphic, we have Can Clothing, we have Can Grow, we also have Can Trade, we have Can Creative. So I will really break down everything. So on Can Graphic, we're focusing on more doing design that communicate, but in a creative way. So it's all about communication, but in a design way. It's either like your poster. So it can work with other Can brands. If you think about it, Can Graphic, it can help Can Clothing, it can design its poster, whatever. So Can, it's more focusing on design, on using imagination, creativity. That's what Can Graphic focus on. And get to Can Clothing. Can Clothing is focusing more on fashion and inspiring the mankind with words, but you need something to put those words. So I choose fashion to provide like more inspiration. So that's more Can Clothing. It's more into like how to impact people by what they wear, because there's more impact we can do from like clothing, because clothing is not only clothing, it has to do with colors, pattern, and I think there's just a lot, but that's what Can Clothing really have to do with. And this Can Grow, man. Can Grow, I think, is the one that I really love, because it really focuses on planting. The first thing I started to do in my entrepreneur was like to plant something, to know that I can plant something and it can grow. That was crazy.
And it was for selling?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. Okay. So I was like, back I was so young. I think that's where like I started. It was not for selling. I think the possibilities that you can just grow something and it can grow and it can feed people at home. And if it's more, you can even sell it. Yeah. So my entrepreneur journey, it also like that mindset of selling, I think it have also been the destructive, even if they're more focused, because sometimes you do something to sell it, we are only looking at the end goal of money, but what if you can do it to have more impact to the community, to show other kids, to teach kids how to plant? Let me continue. Say, can grow, it have to do with farming. When you're talking about farming, of course, growing vegetables, also growing herbs, like growing herbs for medicine, and farming animals, taking care of animals, man. That can grow have to do with that. And then we have can trade. Can trade is really main focusing on creating capital to other brands. That's what I can say about can trade.
Other brands, as in your own brand or other people's brand?
Other can's brand.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Other can brand. Oh. Of course, let's say I wanna sell like clothing. I need money. Yes. So can trade will take care of that. Yes.
Smart move.
So, yes. So my entrepreneur, I wanted to build in a way that I don't have to go search for a job. I never have that mindset since like high school. I was like, but I can still do something and still finance myself.
So trading is in trading how? What are you trading? Is it Forex or Bitcoin? What is it?
It's I can say it's really Forex, but it's financial market.
Okay.
Yeah, I do financial market. There's many products there in financial market that one can trade. Okay. But I focus on stock indexes.
What's that?
Stock indexes, they're like let's say we are talking about one index. I'll give example of, let's say we're talking about NAS100. NAS100 is a one index that have like 100 companies. Yeah. So indexes is like this one instrument that you can trade, but it's made up of these many companies. Yes. So how it works is like, let's say for example, Apple is one of NAS or Netflix. So let's say those companies are doing well. Doing well mean like they're going up. Yeah, but there's more that happen in financial market. I feel like maybe we need another day to talk about that because there's more. I think that's the one thing in my entrepreneur journey that I feel like it was not as easy to do it. It's require like, yeah, but there's more to that. I will continue. So that's can trade. So can trade, it really have to look with that. That's me also looking about those brands that I have. That's looking how can I expand them. That's the mindset. And can creative, it's really looking at everything, man. If you're talking about games, you're talking about any project, talking about cooking. So can creative is not limited. It's like, are we working with people that have ideas? Let's implement it. So we won't be worrying about really finance, but are we getting cool ideas that can solve like real problems that mankind is going through? That's what Can Creative is all about. It's all about just taking it as like possibilities, man.
It's like a therapy.
Yes, man. It's like everything can be done there. Things that cannot be done into other Can brands, it can be done in Can Creative. So Can Creative is like that space. If you can think about in a room, it's like that room that have games this side, but this side they're playing FIFA. That other side they're doing like Morawaraba. That other side they're doing chess. Other side they are having some food. Other side they are cooking. Like it's just other side they are planting, or like planting I mean as like in a creative way. Yeah, they are painting, they're doing frame. So so Can Creative is more of doing something that I feel like, it's not suitable here. It accepts everything, man.
What group of people, or which group of people does it focuses on?
It focuses on everyone, man. I think on Can Creative, if you may find old man who can share some knowledge, you can like, welcome him, and then he can be in Can Creative and share his knowledge. So if you have like young kids who wanna learn skating, you can come. We have sports in Can Creative. So it doesn't have any limit, man. Anyone wanna be part of it, they can be part of it. Yeah.
Okay, back to Ken clothing line. Possibilities and focus.
Yeah.
Let's start with possibilities.
Yeah.
Why the name possibilities?
Why the name possibilities? The story about the name possibilities, it really happened during 2019. 2019. So it was not there, but so the brand, it was just a key. You know, the key.
The key is in the one to unlock.
I want to unlock the key for Ken.
Okay.
So the key for Ken. I didn't want to really put Ken as there, but I wanted to be more creative as a graphic designer, like you do it. So it was the key, but that's the time when I was at UJ. Yeah, so that's where I started to sell like my first merchandise. I remember there were two t-shirts. I saw them, but the response, it was great, man, and it was scary at the same time. And I was not like ready for that, because I was like entrepreneur. I wanted to just to push this thing branding, like, but the response gets me to think like, hey man, this is something serious and we can be living out of this. So I was staying at Sophia Town resident. There were like other students who support me like fully, like they didn't know me, like I'm first year there, but they support the dream because they could see not really the dream, but the merchandise itself was just like so dope. But there was this girl, she's called Tumelo. Yeah. So I have like students who, like, if I have a new match, I won't even asking them if they need them. I will just tell them the price, and sometimes they will pay more than what the price, like the value. So it was not really about the t-shirt. I could see that like they were like, hey, you're doing something that maybe you want to do. So I was in her room and I was like, I see the key, but
I want more.
I want something. It can just be something. I remember that time we're doing jacket like this. So we just like paint them so they were like colorful. I want something, and I was like, something like, I want this thing to have a key, but to have like a word. So she was like, I was like, positivity. Therefore, we started to play with words. Somewhere she was like, possibility. She was like, what did you say? She was like, possibility. She was like, that's what I want. Yes.
So Tumelo is the one who came up with the possibilities word.
Yes. Oh. But she came up with from the word Ken. So we were like brainstorming. So I like to, if people like, I see that they are into me, I like to go to them like to brainstorm with them, because who knows, they can come with something new because they love that thing. Yeah. And if they love it, they are also okay to think about something good about it.
Yeah. And I know I'm part of Focus, but I want you to elaborate to our viewers. Focus. Why Focus?
Say it out loud. I don't think they hear you. You have to say it louder.
Just tell them. I know I'm part of this, but I want you to tell them about Focus.
Focus came from, so the guy you see here, he was the guy that sometimes on my entrepreneurial journey I would call him, especially when I was in the city. In the city, of course, I'm referring to Joburg. I will call him, we'll brainstorm different things. But some of the conversation, I felt like, hey, bro, these conversations, some of them were like, dude, they were like over what, like we were talking about things that we felt sometimes like we should have been talking about these things. It's like in the next level. But from that inspiration, I was like, so it continued. We did have conversations. So he's not just here. He's also more in my entrepreneurial journey. He like some of the things I'm talking, he really know them, or he was part of them. So once we continue having conversation, we are back. I'm back at Chiramba. He's where he is. This other day we're having this conversation. I was like, man, we must come up with something. And then I don't know how it happened, but we get like we need some focus. We're talking about something business. We're like, bruh, sometimes we need focus. I was like, oh, why don't we make a brand focus? Yeah, for us, it's easy to make a brand focus because we can design a logo. We know where to get the merchandise.
No, you know where to.
Okay, me and other people I work with, we will get to that. So focus, it was more inverted in, like we see the possibilities are happening, but sometimes we need focus, man.
To keep going,
Yeah, we need focus to keep going, but also focus to recognize them. Yeah, I think focus, it can happen in different ways. It can be a focus that, oh, you want to focus to that side, but sometimes you can be focused on what you're looking at. Yeah, you just want to focus on what you're looking at so that you're not looking at other things. Yeah, so I think focus, as you can see, it just have this different perspective, and I feel like that's the cool thing about when we create things, that we can have different perspective about them.
Sure.
Yes.
So let's talk about design or graphic design. You have worked with several pubs.
Okay.
In Joburg.
What's a pubs? Yeah, but
I mean pub.
Yeah, pub. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
In Joburg.
Yeah.
How do you get into working with them? How do you get into interacting in such a way that you end up working with them?
Oh, good question. I really get working with them because I put myself out there. Remember where I am. I put myself out there so they get to notice me. So the story is only about, I think it's a one pub. So I was skating, it's early morning, I was skating. I don't know if one of you know the pub. It's Chambers on Fox. Chambers on Fox by Risiki Street. So it's by Risk Street.
Me, I know industrial only, bro.
Yeah, so it's Chambers on Fox. So I was skating there.
Sure.
Early in the morning, I would go and skate. But I would normally not skate, so I have like a place where I will skate. Yeah, normally I will skate alone, but I have like a road that I know that if I'm coming from the building, I'm gonna go this road. So that was the road, some of the routes that I used. So I will pass there. What's happening to this place? I'll see music playing. Sometimes there's car picking. I was like, what's happening? And then one day I was skating, and then I saw this guy picking there. And then I get inside. One thing I learned as an interpreter was like, if I have a cool idea, I must get inside and approach someone. And then so I was the one approaching him. Yes, definitely he was the boss. I didn't know he was the boss, so I was telling him what I do, and was like, hey, I'm doing in this project. So it's like I get there in the right place. Yeah, so it's like, but I approach him, I tell him what I do. Definitely he tell me what he have. So he have a work, so I definitely get in because I show that I was like capable of that. And it's like, it's not one place, it's not like I only use that road. So it's like place I got used to it, so it was easy for me to go there. But that's how I end up like working at that project, which was like I have to collect like pictures of African. So I have the project, like I have to research about everything that I have to do with Africa, like tradition, music, legend, politics, and then make them black and white, and then frame them, and then put them in the wall. Yeah. So I really enjoy it because it really opened my mind, because I remember before I was doing the project, I could go in the morning, sit with those gents. They were okay, let me not say it, but I'll sit with them.
No, say it. This is a podcast.
I'll sit with them.
Yeah.
And they could be like, I could see them talking like business language in a higher class. Like higher class, you see that they're talking things that you want to do them every day. But yeah, so they really give me like a space to play, and I play. Yeah.
Like musicians, do graphic designers also need a good space to design? Or you can design wherever you are?
You can design wherever you are. You don't really need a good space. A good space can be for you for your environment. Yeah, I think
focus.
I think it's the same for the music. Of course, you can go in mountain with a battery and FLs in your laptop, whatever. But I think sometimes the environment, because when you're in the environment, the environment it determines the energy. The energy is the one that you use to create. That's why I feel like the better the environment, the better your design. But sometimes you can have a better environment if you still don't know anything about design. Still like, yes.
Do you think entrepreneurs are made or are born?
Do I think entrepreneurs are made or are born?
And why do you say so?
Why do I say so?
Yeah, I mean your answer. After you give me your answer, tell me why you say so.
Okay, on my side, I would think there are. Then this is not one way answer, but our first answer for me, I think they can be both. Yeah, so they can be born with it, and you can also learn it. But I feel like, for me, I feel like I was born with it. I just have to recognize it. And why am I saying this? Because I feel it, man. Sometimes I didn't want to sleep. I wanted to be learning something. Even if it's like reading a book, I didn't want to sleep. And then when I wake up, I'll be going to the garden. I'll be going to river. I feel like I didn't want to stop. So I feel like that's how I can say it. Just come up with it.
What was the first thing you sold when you got into the entrepreneur world?
What was the first thing I saw when I get to entrepreneur world? What was the one thing?
If you still remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I started entrepreneurship, but I was not selling. Okay, for me, the definition of entrepreneurship was more of like doing what I really love.
Passion.
Yeah. Because they were like, so school was like, hey, go into this, get this. But entrepreneurship, you could see that whole. I could see the lady who's selling in the market. For me, that was an entrepreneur. I didn't care because she's able to like create something from something. Yeah. What was
the first thing that you saw?
I could see, I think they were sweets, man.
At school?
At school.
Okay.
But sweets at school and also chicken feet at home. Yeah, chicken feet. One of them. But of course, I used to do like some small deals. Let's say, I don't have that, but I know that somewhere primary I used to, even fruits. So
in primary?
Yeah, in primary I was staying at Ngobera, so I attended Chishonga, so there was more lychees at Ngobera, so there's this orchard, so there's lychees and manerechis. So we'll steal them in the morning, so we'll steal them and then we'll sell them at school. So I think, even sugar cane.
Okay.
Yeah, so remember, this is the town side, it's not like Miani, so I will stay with the gents that really grow up there, and I didn't grow up there, just moved there, and I was like also moved back. So those gents, they didn't mind. Sometimes they would steal things and sell them, but you could see that, sometimes like they need money, like, and they're also like, but I don't want to go deep in that, but I feel like I started to sell something like, I was just, not consciously, but I said a lot of things, maybe small item, like, you remember when you just...
Of course, entrepreneurs are hustlers who try by all means to put food on the table. Besides stealing sugar canes, oranges and everything, what other illegal hustling have you ever done?
Illegal, you mean things that...
You are selling, maybe you stole them or kind of...
I never.
You do legal hustling?
Nah, I never. Yeah. I was even like in a place where I was exposed to the gent who was selling weed or selling cigarettes, but it was just not there in my mind, like to sell. Yeah. But I wanted to sell like alcohol, or maybe in can creative, they could be like having some small bar. Yeah, but I never really like saw something illegal, and I'm not really interested in that.
Besides what you're doing now, what are you currently busy with?
What am I currently busy with? I'm currently busy with a 1-year course, which is in support service. Yes. So
that is information technology.
Information technology,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
So there was a time back in the days, like I really loved more about computers, learn about more computers, and because I wanted to collect the skills that, so I'm currently doing that. I'm really enjoying the course. Yeah, I'm really doing it at Rosebank. They're like good. I really love the brand of Rosebank, but that's what I'm currently doing.
Can you share what keeps you going? Books, music, or other stuff?
What keeps me going? What keeps me going? I think life itself. The first thing, life itself.
The fact that you're still alive.
Yes, the fact life itself keeps me going. The other things that keeps me going, there are possibilities. So the word can has been, since the day I said I have can. So to be able to know that I can still do something, that I'm able to do something, it keeps me going. And the journey itself, man, the failure.
Yeah, of course. You have to fail in order to see that you are on the
sitting
right
back,
path.
yes, man, and seeing some of my friends, I can say, like in the other level, but those things, they keep me going, and you, man, you keep me going, and God, man, I really thank God. He also keep me going, and Omakuru, grannies, they keep me going, like Wafasi, the Asian, yes, man. But I think everything that is going, it keeps me going. Like the sun when it comes out tomorrow, man. Everything that is moving, it keeps me moving.
Before we conclude this, where you will tell us how people can get your service, how they can get in touch with you.
Okay.
Many people have been asking me, why am I always wearing Possibilities brand on the podcast?
Okay.
I want you to be the one who's answering this question. What's your relationship with Masters Podcast, and why am I always wearing Possibilities brand when I'm doing interviews? Please answer this on my behalf, because I don't know how I can answer this in a good way, man.
So your question is,
My question is, what's your relationship with Masters Podcast?
What's my relationship?
And why do you think I'm always wearing Possibilities brand or t-shirts on the podcast?
My relationship with the podcast, the Masters Podcast, it's like a space where I can play. It's like a space where I can play. I'm saying that it's like, it's a space where I can play, a space where I can contribute ideas, but space where I can learn, space that I feel like I'm connected. Yes, so the relationship is like the platform that I really believe into it, and I don't want to say more, but it's like a platform that I can play, man. I think that's fair enough. If you can have a platform you can play, it means the space I can create.
To grow your skill, of course.
Yes, can connect with other people. Yeah, it's just a space where I can connect, man, and learn from the best. It's a Masters Podcast. Just learn from the masters and play with the masters, connect with them, be part of it. But I would say it's a platform that I have like a role to play, and it's not limited. I can just work in different ideas, and I can also say this, I've seen it growing, as you also hear. He's mentioned that I'm the one who did the logo. I remember the day we did the logo. He came back at my home, and then we sketched everything down, and then I just do it. It was fast in a way that you won't believe it, that it was just fast, but it was just fast. But I feel like from that day, you just gave me a space where I can play, and I play, man, if there's a space to play. It's like if there's a soil to plant, I plant. Yeah, if there's a skate to skate, I want to skate. So it's like there's a space to play. And
the second question, why am I always wearing Possibilities?
That one more. I think that one will be so difficult to me to really say it, but
because people always ask me if I'm paid to do a promotion.
no, it's not paid.
Okay.
It's not paid, but I feel like it's part of possibility. So I feel like he also have a space he can play on possibilities, and but it's not paid. It's not paid. The guy loves possibilities. Yeah. I think he also connect with it, like the masters, the possibilities, the focus. I think it's like this other chain that he think wearing it can have more impact, and that's good, man. That's good.
I'm glad you did elaborated that, and the fact that I'm paid.
It's not be paid, but
It's not a paid promotion.
He will be paid, like he will be paid, or he will pay himself with every day things grow, and
the good thing is also my guests always relate to the brand.
Yes.
Last time I was with Tien out here Chinamba. P Post was also on the podcast. His show isn't dropped. He also mentioned possibilities or this brand is good.
Yeah.
And I could relate to what he was talking about. But your services, how can people get hold of you so that they can buy your merchandise, graphic designing and everything?
Yeah, like when it gets to this point, it's crazy, like, but it's sort of like everything that I'm saying I'm doing. I'm a graphic designer, but I don't really have like services that I may say that, hey, I'm a graphic, come and design for you. I have a platform, like as you say, Masters Podcast. So I'm like an entrepreneur who have a platform that I can play. Sometimes I didn't really feel that I really needed people outside. Yeah, I know that it's been structured in a way that you won't understand, but yeah. I won't give you any numbers concerning anything now, like for when you're gonna get the match. But you'll see the match has been where the possibilities. But I think when the time is right, they will get the services, man. When the time is right, they will get step by step. Now the merchandise is still logged. It's still logged, man. Like it's still logged because we are working on something.
Sure.
We are really working on something, and when it's ready, it will be out. And that's what I can say for now.
Your last words before we wrap up?
My last words before I wrap up is just do what you love. Just do what you love, and it can take time. Like just do what you love. Like I don't know how to elaborate. Like we so capable, man. We're so capable. Don't go over the pressure or whatever. Do what you love. You can work into something and still be okay even if they're not exposed. I could be successful. Let's say if I'm wearing my brand, I'm not selling it, I'm doing whatever. Yeah, like just do it in your own perspective, but just do what you love, and you're gonna be failing into that. You're gonna have some sit back into that. You're gonna lose some focus to that, but just do what you love, man. I think do what you love, and yeah, I think that's all I can say. Just do what you love. Like what keeps you going, like that things that you don't stop thinking about. Just take some chances over it. Yeah, take risk over it. If you love it, take chances, take risk. Like, just put yourself into it, man. Yeah, even if you die without having it, I feel like that will be like more like, it's like you'll be proud wherever you go that you're managing to do that. And I feel like it also limits a lot of stress, a lot of mental health. Even if it will have some challenges, because then you love that thing. Yeah, when you get to sleep, you get only to rest, and then you just continue with what you love. Yes, and sometimes you really have to meet other different people to know about what you love. You have to study more books to know what you love. You have to watch different films to know what you love. But once you figure out do it, expand it, just take it where you want to go. And yeah.
Sedzani Nemalale,
Yeah.
Harold, thank you very much for being part of the show, man.
Thank you,
Much
man.
appreciated, much apprecited.
Thank you,
Mbakanda
man.
Mswana Mastermind and the rest of Masters podcast team. Nara Zaba Twitter, Mushate.
Awe.